And on that note, we are on part 2 of episode 33 of Shoe Booty Sports, y'all. Once again, we're presented by Rhino Races. Visit rhinoraces.com for details of that race series. It's a race series that offers 5 different virtual races: a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and the Rhino Ultra. Visit rhinoraces.com today. Get some merch while you're there, y'all. All right, so we just covered part 1 of this episode, the Larry Bird episode. Part 1 was basically the Draymond episode, but yeah, part 2 we're gonna jump into a little football. I don't know if anybody's heard, but Aaron Donald signed a new deal. Well, basically, he got a $40 million raise over the next 3 seasons. Highest paid non-quarterback at just under $32 million per year over these next 3 seasons.
Dang that inflation.
Yeah, but yeah, wow. I mean, he's worth it, I'm sure. I mean, if you're gonna pay somebody that's not a quarterback that kind of money, I guess Aaron Donald's certainly worthy of it. This essentially does lock him up for the next 3 years. I mean, he's not going to want to walk away from that kind of contract. So,
yeah, for a team that was already strapped on cap room.
Yeah, it's well, I mean they're figuring it. I mean, they're basically doing what they did this past year, saying that yeah, we'll just pay now and we'll figure it out later. We'll pay whatever penalty we have to. I mean, the Rams have to have the best owner in football right now, right? Or at least up there.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
Around pretty good, pretty quick.
Yeah. Hard to say the best when you still got like Robert Kraft and over there, but yeah, it's I mean, he wants to win. There's no doubt about that. He wants to win. He's wants to win. He's willing to do whatever he has to in order to do that. Keeping Aaron Donald, locking Matt Stafford up. I see no reason why the Rams shouldn't be in the mix again this year. But anyway, huge news for Aaron Donald. Certainly worth the pardon, cough button. Certainly worth the money. If you're gonna, again, we'll go back to they shouldn't make that kind of money. Okay, well, if he's not going to make it, the owner is, and I'm not getting back into that. If you're going to pay somebody that kind of money that's not a quarterback, Aaron Donald's certainly the guy that's deserving of it. All right, and so did you hear about what Deshaun Watson's lawyer, Rusty Hardin, said on the radio here recently?
Saying that it's legal if you don't pay for it.
Essentially, I think he was he was making a point, but he was trying to be like like just have kind of an open conversation on the radio, like almost.
Where did Deshaun go to search for his lawyer? Like, if this is the best thing that he's coming up with.
Well, this is the famous lawyer who defended defended Clemens, and that the whole steroid issue, the lidocaine and B12. That I think Andy misremembers that whole trial. But he basically just went on and said it's not illegal to get a happy ending from a masseuse. Well, first of all, it is. The lawyer should know that, I would think.
And he's had 2 in the last 2 weeks. 2 more come forward in the last 2 weeks.
I know this is number 24.
He's on 22, and then I think about 2 weeks ago he had the 20. Or no, hell, it might have just been last week. It was a new woman, but because I remember somebody sent out a tweet. It's like 23rd woman to step forward, and it was a Photoshop of a Baker Mayfield with long hair.
I did see that.
That one was a great tweet, but
that was a very good.
And then this one, so
yeah, it's hard to keep up when there's that many. But so I mean, there's obviously some truth, or not saying that any of them are incorrect, just saying that it's clear that he did something wrong when that many people are stepping forward. But
where there's smoke, something's got to be on fire, right?
And there's a ton of smoke, man. There's all the smoke. But if you're not helping your back to the what he said, you're not helping your client out by going on the air and doing that by any means. I don't think anything like that can be used against him in court, but still, looks very bad on the PR scale there. But anyway,
I'm
anyway,
getting flashes of the lawyer on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, who wears the fake hands.
yeah. That was a pretty bad blunder on his part from the lawyer.
Yeah.
But all right, so we're gonna jump into golf for a little bit now. Dustin Johnson announcing that he will play in the. Okay, so I didn't realize this was Is this a Roman numeral? Is that what it is? The name of the league?
I don't think so.
That's what I saw. I had to
Well, yeah, it
Google
looks
it.
like a Roman. And
I
so
had to
they're
I
saying
had to
it's Roman
Google it.
numeral.
Well, I Googled
It's
it to see what it stood for, and it said it was a Roman numeral. I
it's
Googled like LIV golf,
it's the Saudi league. I mean,
but that's what it's referred to as.
I guess I thought it was an acronym for something, but
That's what I thought, but no, it's apparently just the Roman numeral, which is whatever that is. What 54? I believe that's correct.
yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah, I couldn't tell you for certain what that stands for. I mean, yeah, the only thing that comes to mind is a Roman numeral. So
well, that's what the Google told me this afternoon
I
when
will
looking it
trust
up.
Google. So
So how does this work exactly? So Dustin Johnson is essentially leaving the tour and just joining this one.
yeah. So that's how it's working. Yeah, Dustin Johnson's the biggest name to yeah, he retired today, I believe. He's ranked number 15 in the world currently. Um, there's a couple of other guys out there, none as big of names as course, but
What do you mean
think
he retired? Apparently not. If he's going to go play with
like
them.
retired from the PGA. This
Well, yeah,
Saudi
because
league's a
he's.
completely separate
Well,
deal.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's not
It's
retiring. He's
he's
just going
retiring from
to.
the USGA. Like he's saying, yeah, heck with y'all. Y'all don't control me. You aren't gonna find me. You know, aren't gonna do anything.
So what kind of money are they paying him? Because he's already made like $78 million on the tour. So he's already made
I'm
a
hearing
ton of
all kinds
money.
of crazy, like crazy money. Like Tiger turned down over a 9-figure offer to join.
I heard it was like a billion.
Yeah,
Something
man.
insane. Something insane. I heard it was like $1 billion to join.
Mm-hmm.
And so is Phil coming back to play in this league?
Phil announced today that he will be playing in the Saudi League, the LIV events, but he is not retiring. He said that he's worked hard for those lifetime memberships to those big tournaments in the US, and he's going to try and keep them.
Yeah, it seemed I don't obviously understand the situation. I assume the only reason to jump ship would be well
It's the
most
money.
largely the money.
It's the money.
But is there
But
something else
nobody.
like restrictions that the tour is putting on them? Like you can only have X number of sponsorships. Whatever you want to do has to be run by us. There has to be something else because or is there? Is it just money?
It's pretty much just money.
I
I
know
mean,
that's the large reason, of course. But like I said, Dustin Johnson, if you've already made 78 million, what are you being offered, to jump ship?
I mean, probably, I don't know, 100 million, over 100 million. And then the tournament payouts are ridiculous, apparently.
But who's playing in these leagues? I mean,
It's going to be nobodies. It's going to be a
exactly.
couple of has-beens and Dustin Johnson out there teeing it up, and a couple of guys you've never heard of that that got off the Corn Ferry Tour, which is basically the minor league golf tour. I wouldn't say minor league; it's like the top tier minor before you get to the PGA or to earn your card. But yeah, it's going to be a bunch of guys you've never heard of, both in the U.S. and around the world. Dustin Johnson and Phil's going to be the names that you recognize. Greg Norman, he's been kind of the U.S. ambassador for this league. I take it, or that's from what I gathered so far anyways. I think he's a little bit too old to be playing in the league, but who knows? He could tee it up as well. Then you have guys like Kevin Na and
How old is
Louis
Greg
Oosthuizen.
Norman?
Oh, man. I don't know. I guess like it's at least 70.
I was going to say, wasn't he the shark?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's been around since we were kids.
Oh yeah, way before that.
Yeah. Well, I just remember him as a kid. I mean, like being a small child, I remember him being on TV playing golf.
He's a little bit younger than I thought. Google says he's 67. So
still, I mean, that's a sport you can play.
I just remember being
not at the highest level at that age.
I just remember being a small kid and watching him choke on a couple of tournaments. So
I actually remember that too. And
wearing straw hats and choking
with the shark on it.
Yeah, that's what I remember about Greg Norman.
Same.
Choking.
I mostly just remember the shark on the hat and the hat.
I did just buy one of his shirts the other weekend. So,
well, so is there anything?
Nice looking shirt.
Is there anything else about this league like that you have an opinion on, or because all I see is
nobody
what's being here?
I think it's not even going to be like every weekend event. It's only going to be a handful of events throughout the year. I want to say like maybe 6 to 10. Yeah, it's not going to be a whole lot of events. But then again, some people are saying, Saudi's been known for, I guess, sport rigging and some other shady stuff. And, then there's, of course, the murders and shit that happen over there. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all folds out whenever it's said and done, or if it's even going to be a big hit. Their first events this weekend, I haven't even seen what channel it's going to be on. I'm sure it's going to be on air somewhere, but who knows? We'll see. Who knows how much the tickets to these events are going to be?
And I don't know what it would be on, considering there's contracts involved with all that type of stuff with networks.
It's not going to be on the golf channel. It's probably going to be streaming.
Yeah, it won't be an ESPN thing.
Nope.
Yeah, it'd be some type of streaming service on some Saudi net, platform or something like that.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's
people are saying about that. I couldn't even tell you a quarter of it, but because I'd be lying. Talk down a butt.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you anything more than what I've already had to say about it. Just I know about as much as everybody else out there. But we'll jump ship now to basically just how fun has the college baseball postseason been. This is what I wish.
From the sample I've seen, pretty dang fun.
Like college baseball, from what we've seen this postseason, is what I wish pro baseball was like. I would watch more professional baseball if it were that. Let me put it this way. Like pitching is so good in Major League Baseball. It is so good and so elite that if a team is up 7-3 going to the ninth, I mean, if it's just a casual game, I'm out because it's over.
Oh yeah, it's over.
College baseball, that's not the case. I mean, you never know, man. I mean, you could be up 10-2 in the third inning, and the other team could come back and win it 16-14, something like that.
How many home runs were scored in the Stillwater Regional?
It was like a record, wasn't it? I don't know.
Like
I can't remember.
It was right at 100 before the final game last night, and I know there was three, possibly four, so maybe 103 home runs.
That's so many.
Anyway, yeah, man.
Shout out Michael Turner, who was named MVP of the Stillwater Regional, by the way.
Good job.
Yeah, Woo Pig. Arkansas beating Oklahoma State to move on to the Supers. They will play North Carolina. I've got it written down here somewhere. Let's see. A best of 3 series in the Super Regionals is up next, starting at 11 a.m. Saturday on ESPN in Chapel Hill. It'll be Arkansas and North Carolina. Very comparable records. Arkansas 41-19, North Carolina 42-20. Winner of that obviously headed to the College World Series. The second game in that series will be at 1 p.m. Sunday, and third game will be played Monday if necessary. I don't know if that's accurate. I saw a different post about it, but I think the time is right. Anyway, what we have is 11 a.m. Saturday on ESPN, and game 2 will be Sunday at 1, and then the third game, if necessary, will be Monday, and that'll be determined. But yeah, Arkansas, I think, entered the year kind of like they always do, very high seeded, but they've dropped off quite a bit. Really
Yeah.
collapsed at the end of the year. The only time I sat down and watched them really was when Alabama just smoked them. So I didn't expect a lot from this crew. I was more excited about the softball team, the Razorback softball team, than I was about the Razorback baseball team, just because I wasn't expecting much from the baseball team. But I mean, here they are in the supers, man. They had an exciting series against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, exciting, stressful. I have no fingernails left. And
Yeah,
that
that was
had everything. So,
and see, for the game 1 of that was Friday. I was in the car. No, not Friday. Saturday, right?
yeah, game 1 versus yeah,
It was Saturday because
Oklahoma State.
I mowed Margie's yard, so I didn't watch him. We went and got food, like picked it up, so it was on the radio, and I didn't have we don't have whatever it was on, like
ESPN.
ESPN Plus.
Yeah, plus.
Yeah. So and we didn't have that, so we were just listening on the radio, and it was 10-5, like in the seventh, 10-5 Oklahoma State, and I'm like, oh, well, this is over. So I tuned out. I came home. I got in the shower. I get out, and Margie texts me saying, Arkansas's up, whatever it was in the ninth. And I was like, what? And so I'm thinking, okay, well, they got this. And then like 30 minutes later, I swear it was like an hour later, she's like, it's still going, by the way. I was like, what? I thought it was in the ninth inning. But yeah, they end up winning it like 20-12, I think it was, right?
Something insane, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, college baseball has been a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, if pro baseball was like that, more offense like that, I would tune in more.
Heck, I think Auburn scored like 22 or 23 runs in one
Yeah,
game. They scored over 40 out of 2 games, and Georgia put up 25 on somebody,
yeah,
I want to say.
out of 2 games, Auburn was like they outscored whoever they played like 621 to like 3 or something like that. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but it was
Checks out.
very, very high numbers. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch. We'll see how they do against North Carolina. Don't know anything about North Carolina other than the comparable records. I think they did win the ACC. I don't know, but
So yeah, I've seen a couple of replays over the weekend from their regional, but yeah, I haven't seen them play. Shocker.
What are your thoughts on the freshman Oklahoma State player? Is it Rock Riggio?
Rock Reggio.
Reggio, okay. He's a
I don't like him.
yeah. He's one of those guys you like if you only like him if he's on your team.
Would you like him if he was on your team?
If
he wasn't hitting the ball.
Well, I wouldn't like anybody on my team if they weren't hitting the ball. But he basically was, to me, he had a very Brian Bosworth about him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was basically Oklahoma State's boss.
He poured a little too much fuel on that fire, though.
Yeah, you can't stand him if he's not on your team, but if he's on your team, you're going to back him because he produces. Yeah. He's a heck of a player. Although Hagen Smith mowed him down in the
unless he's trying to turn
most.
2.
Yeah, but I mean, that last hit he had though, it was a rope. to get him back in it.
Oh yeah,
Right
it's a good
center.
hit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great player, but I could put up with that attitude for a little bit. I don't know if I can make it a whole season with him, but I did see a tweet where somebody, I think it was, yeah, it probably wasn't even an Oklahoma State fan that posted it, but it was like, oh well, y'all would love Rock if he was, if he was a Razorback, and like the number one, I guess, like tweet or response back, whatever you want to call it, was no, because Van Horn wouldn't have let him be like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he wouldn't let him be himself. But
Yeah, I try not to hold anything against a 19-year-old or whatever he is, just because
yeah, he was a freshman. I thought, dude, he played like a damn senior, and
he
I
played
thought
like
he
a
was
he
until
played
the
like a
second game.
played like a
So,
pro minus
he
minus
will
the
be.
attitude. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, like I said, he's a kid. But yeah, he's a very
Didn't
talented
care too
player.
much for the what was it, I don't know how you get hair that color, the orange blonde hair.
It's an interesting do. Yeah. It's
Not as
very
interesting as the big dude with the sleeve. Like he has had like a, I don't know what that was, dude, like a
Oklahoma
slick
State.
mullet.
Oklahoma State had hair. It was a combination, like the whole team had hair of cast members from Demolition Man and Back to the Future, like when they're in the future, like Biff and his crew.
But it was all the same color.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's Demolition Man and Back to the Future. Like that's Oklahoma State's team's hairdo. Like it was interesting. I mean, Oklahoma State could play though, man, but
Yeah.
Arkansas battle came out on top, man. Uh, yeah, shout out Michael Turner,
I
Hagen
still can't
Smith.
believe how we won the first game.
I mean, can
A
anybody?
walk
I mean,
in,
that's
hitting the
insane.
batters. Wow.
But yeah, hey, shout out Hagen Smith for the freshman coming through in the clutch there in Game 3, striking out Riggio and just well, basically mowing everybody down there at the end and just shutting it down. Arkansas moving on to the Supers. Uh, the my favorite name though on the team, Zebulon Vermillion. I mean, that's just a hell of a name. Relief pitcher, right? For the Razorbacks, big dude, like 6'5" or something. Like, got to be like 250, 60, something like that. What are you making that face for?
Guess I'm trying to recall. We had so many pitchers come in the ball game
You don't
for
remember
relief.
Zebulon Vermillion?
I remember Vermillion, but I'm trying. Yeah.
I don't see
Can't.
how you could forget that name. It's stamped into my memory forever. I'm like, that's the best name. Like, and and I just like that he's not Zeb. He's not going by Zeb Vermillion. He spells that dude out. It's like if I'm gonna have this name, I'm gonna have this name. I mean,
He
because
owns it.
it's a hell of a first name and a last name, like Zebulon Vermillion. Like it's a heck of a name. And he's not from like, like I'm like, well, he's got to be from somewhere just exotic. No, he's from Kansas. You know, that's that tickled me more than anything.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like he's just from Kansas. Well, so it's an awesome name though. Yeah. So shout out Arkansas Woo Pig. Um, yeah. So we'll be tuning into the Supers and have something to say about that on episode 34. We'll throw in a quick Women's College World Series final update. No surprise, Oklahoma and Texas are in the final. Surprising that Texas is in there. Texas, of course, ousted Arkansas in the Supers.
Did you see how they won that? Of course you did. You had to have seen how they took the lead.
I did.
Dude, talk about a
wild.
tough day to be an Oklahoma State fan.
Yeah, tough for the pitcher. And it made no sense why they even threw it to second. Like the gal for Texas was halfway to third. She was literally sitting there
Yeah, no,
at the halfway point, and she threw it to second. It's like, no, I mean, little kids, are taught like, no, okay, throw to third, so she'll go back to second. No, she threw it. Well, she didn't throw it to second. She threw it in the outfield. But
yeah.
yeah, it was.
I mean
That
that
was
they
very
didn't do
unfortunate
anything
for
right.
them.
Yeah. I mean, hell, even
And it
the
was
right
just that
fielder
one
fumbled the
play.
ball before she even threw it back in.
Yeah, like Oklahoma.
It,
Like, it was. Oh, was it Oklahoma State?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were clearly the better team. If you watch that, I mean, they were clearly the better team. But that one play, man. Now, Janae Jefferson, I think, is who. Yeah, I mean, the four-time All-American second baseman for UT. I think she's second all time in NCAA hits. Has like a 4% strikeout ratio. Now she struck out twice that game, and
A
the second one was
4%.
4%. And now she had two strikeouts in that game, and the second of which was really ugly. Like she was just full on guessing on like a 3-2 count. And just look, yeah, just she got
Look
fooled
shook,
on it
seeing ghosts.
essentially. But I mean, she was golfing at something in the dirt, but it was,
Yeah,
I mean, those pitches are coming in at like 66 miles per hour, but from a much shorter distance than 90 feet. So it's basically like seeing a 90 something mile per hour fastball is what
oh,
you're
high
looking at.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're looking at. So I get it. I'd look foolish up there, and I could hit in back back in the day, but no, I would look silly up there now. But uh, yeah, I would expect Oklahoma to win that. Now the one Oklahoma's 57-3 on the season. I think their starting pitcher is like 21-2 or something like that, something insane. But one of three, like, and of course, being in the same conference, they played each other. Oklahoma, 3-1 against Texas this year. The last meeting between the two was actually on June 4th, which is what 3 days ago. So yeah, and OU won that one 7-2. So I don't know. I'll tune in. I'll tune in just because women's softball is fast pitch softball is just one of those like intriguing sports to me that I'm just kind of baffled and intrigued and impressed by. The just I don't know how pitchers can throw like that, even though it's a more natural motion for your arm. I don't know how they do it. And just anything I can't do or fathom, I'm just naturally I just want to see, just because it's interesting and these gals can play, especially at least at this level or especially at this level. But I would imagine OU would come out on top of that. But did you see about their game against or games against UCLA? The like Oklahoma's last loss was 2 games ago. UCLA beat them, but then they turn around and play a deciding game, and then Oklahoma run rules or mercy rules them like 15-0 in 5 innings. I think it was.
Dang.
So, baseball. So I mean, softball and baseball are essentially the same, and that it's a weird game. Like the best team isn't going to always win. So you really never know, especially when it's just a best of three. Although I like the best of three format. I wish like more sports were instead of game sevens. I'd rather have like a best of seven. Instead of best of seven, I'd rather have like a best of five or a best of three. It's
They
more
make less
interesting that
money.
way.
They make less money. Never happen.
Yeah. Oh, it'll never happen. Of course, it'll never happen. Just because there's too much money involved. But like, how intriguing would like the? Well, let's think about it. What would the NBA playoffs be if it was just like the NCAA tournament, one and done? Like, I mean, think about that. The Iverson Sixers, of course, this make this doesn't have anything to do with like the games before that, but if that were the format, just 2000 finals, Iverson Sixers would have beaten Kobe and Shaq's Lakers. Because they took game one and then it was just all LA after that. If like the game one of this most recent finals, that would have been an amazing final. Well, especially if you're a Celtics fan. But like that's the thing, the Warriors played well, not necessarily defensively. They didn't play that poorly. It's just everything Boston was putting up went in. That's another thing though. Like we'll touch back on the Draymond thing. Draymond completely changed the way he played Al Horford in game two. He did not allow him to take a three. Al Horford was essentially a non-factor in game two. But anyway, back to Diamond Ball. I'll take Oklahoma. I'm going to say that Oklahoma will beat them in. I'm going to say they'll beat them in 3. I think Texas will surprise them and get a game. But I wouldn't be surprised if OU swept them 2-0. As far as Arkansas and North Carolina, Arkansas's, they're having a battle for everything they do, but I kind of like them in this position, not necessarily expected to win it. I'm going to say Arkansas gets to North Carolina will get one, also, but I'm going to go Arkansas and Oklahoma both winning that series 2-1. Their series. You got a prediction for either one of those before we get out of here?
I mean, yeah, I'll roll with OU to beat Texas. I mean, you got to put horns down anytime you can. Yeah, I mean, I would expect North Carolina to take at least one game, but who knows? But yeah, I like the new mindset. Well, not the new mindset, but yeah, the different mindset of we're not expected to win. We're not hosting. We actually got something to prove. So I don't know. Maybe we can come out and win both games, but I fully expect North Carolina to take at least one. But yeah, hopefully we show up and our bats show up. So
I would think so because we're just not as good as we have been in previous years. But then again, we haven't won anything. I mean, Arkansas will get to the College World Series,
yeah,
but they
if
don't make
only we
any
could,
noise.
yeah, couldn't catch a damn foul ball.
Yeah, I still go back to that wasn't as easy of a play as people make it out to be.
He shouldn't have been the one fielding it.
But it should have been caught. It should have been caught. Make
It
no
should have been
mistake.
caught, but not by the second baseman.
But it wasn't just this blatant error that everybody makes it out to be.
It wasn't. It's a routine. There's plenty of time to catch the ball. Right field should have got it all day long.
Yeah, that's the right fielder's ball. If you're coming in to catch it, you got a better chance than backing up and chasing it and jerking your head around searching for it. But we don't have to rehash those memories. Instead,
Please not. I was having a good night.
Yeah, instead we'll get out of here and enjoy the rest of our evening. And next week we will be back next Tuesday with thinking of one episode. Walter Payton, he was 34, right? I should have went with I mean, that's a good one. I'm gonna Google it real quick. I think he was 34, right? We're gonna Google it real quick. We got a little bit of time.
Google.
Yep, 34. Episode Walter Payton, nailed it. The other one would have been Thurman Thomas. Both Hall of Fame, great backs, but can't beat sweetness, right? But yeah, next week Episode Walter Payton, episode 34, Shoe Booty Sports. We'll be back here next Tuesday. I don't know if it'll be a one or two parter, depends on what all happens, because we got a lot going on. NBA Finals, Super Regionals, Women's College World Series, all kinds of stuff. So check us out next Tuesday, y'all. And till then,
we didn't do hockey. Dang it.
Oh, okay. Well, Avs are in the final. They got a 4-0 sweep
Finally,
over.
yeah, they finally made it to the
over
finals.
over Edmonton. Yeah, I know a couple of Avs fans, so that's the only reason I know that. Who's the other?
I would guess the Lightning, but
Aren't they pretty good?
yeah, they've won the last 2 Stanley Cups.
Oh, okay. And y'all this is why we don't cover hockey. All right, so I'm gonna go Tampa Bay then. I'm gonna say Tampa Bay in 5.
It hadn't started. I don't think it's set yet. Tampa Bay still playing their series.
I'm still gonna go with Tampa Bay in 5.
Okay.
All right.
I thought we were just gonna leave for next week, but
No, we're gonna go. I mean, no, it's already out there. It's already out there for the universe now, so that's what I'm going with. Even if it's the Avs and whoever Tampa Bay's playing.
Rangers.
I think it is the
Maybe.
Rangers. Well, good for New York. They have a sports team to root for besides the Yankees because they're having a pretty good year. I don't know if they still have the best record in baseball or not, but this is the longest outro we've had. But fortunately, we have time. But yeah, we'll get out of here now. And next week, episode 34. This is Graham Powell.
Brother Brown.
All right, deuces, y'all.